Hello everyone, this is Mark Gross, Superintendent of the Mars Area School District. Just wanted to welcome you to another weekly update. Last week I was unable to make an update, which if you missed me, which I doubt many of you did, but if you did, it's because we were dealing with a COVID case in our primary center. It took us well into the evening, which we just want to pause and reflect a little bit, give you an update on where we are in time. As you know, we continue to monitor the COVID cases in the county and also beyond the county. We have weekly meetings with Zoom meetings with Department of Health officials and Butler County Health Services. So we continue to monitor the situation. So far, we have had situations where we needed to quarantine. The good news is we don't want any positive cases. Obviously, it's not good news. But for the good news, in our district currently, we've had one high school student issue with the positive COVID case, and we also, last Friday, we had the issue with a primary center student. Beyond those two cases, we have had issues where we've had to get into quarantining with what we call secondary contacts, which is one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you today, and maybe you can help us. Typically, we don't quarantine secondary contact. Secondary contact is somebody who was in contact with someone. We typically don't go that far, but what we're finding is in a couple of our situations where we needed to quarantine, we've had parents, we thank them for being very open and honest. Parents have openly called us that they've been confirmed positive. That requires us to call the Department of Health. The Department of Health then notifies us on whether we need to do anything through the schools. Now, in a case where a parent is positive, we always quarantine the siblings and the children and siblings just to be safe, those living in the same household. We typically do not have to get into what we call secondary quarantining, but in the cases that we've dealt with, I just want to make you aware that if a child is symptomatic and living with someone who is confirmed positive, that will take other students, other individuals into quarantine with them. So just to summarize, we're asking that we appreciate those individuals that are letting us know that they're positive, but if you're getting tested for COVID and you're not sure yet and you have children at home, we're asking please keep them home until you're 100% sure you're okay. If you have children that are symptomatic, we also ask the same thing. In one of our cases, we had a positive parent. The children were not positive. However, they did have some symptoms that could be construed as COVID related, and that's what caused the Department of Health to recommend that we basically shut everything down. That caused some confusion. So again, if you're sick and you think you're getting a COVID test, just to be safe, I would recommend keep your children home, put them on LSI. That will just guarantee that, God forbid, and we certainly hope it doesn't happen, that if you are positive, that wouldn't impact anyone other than anyone within your home. So that's one thing, and I know we've been dealing with COVID forever. I wish we weren't having to deal with all these issues, but that's one thing I wanted to share is we haven't had a whole lot of positive cases, but we have had parents who've sent children in, and the children were then symptomatic, which has caused us some issues. So we'll work through this together. The other issue I wanted to talk about is masks on school buses. Our buses are obviously very tight space, and if anywhere, the masks on the buses are extremely important because of the tight space that we have there. We have experienced some of our drivers and some parents concerned about students sort of letting their guard down on the school bus. And if it's your child, you want to definitely make sure they have the mask on the school bus just because of the close proximity to others. And we also want to remind students that that's probably not the best place to take a mask off. So we're going to ask you to help us. We're going to get the word out to students to keep those masks on the bus, just as important as in the school. So with that being said, just want to give you that update. We will continue to monitor the situation around us. The CDC is making some changes as of yesterday to how they do their contact tracing. We're not sure if the PA Department of Health will follow suit or not. If they if they implement new changes, we'll continue to roll with the punches. But we are desperately in need of continuing to keep our schools open, and we know that, and we feel we're doing that in the safest manner possible. And right now we need your assistance. If you're home and you're sick, do us a favor. If you're going for a COVID test, just keep your children home just to be safe so it doesn't impact others. And we'll continue to monitor things that happen here. Wishing all of you a great weekend. Look forward to continually staying open here and refining what we do and working with your children. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.